Hey, what is going on YouTube? My name is James and welcome back to another video. Today we're actually going to be doing episode 3 of viewer collection reviews. I had to look then, I forgot what this series was called, but today we're going to be looking at Arka's collection. Arka, I hope I didn't just totally butcher your name. If I did, I'm really sorry, but yeah, he sent in his review. This review, I just want to say actually first off, before we get into this, the review last time had crazy good feedback, so thank you all very much. And if you guys want to send in your collection for review, or maybe even just one watch or 2 watches or however many, please do send it in. The link is in the description. The email went like this: James, I've been watching your videos on YouTube recently. Well, welcome to the channel. I have also started collecting watches. The attached photos show my current collection. I have a few more, but I think these are the automatic and mechanical ones. He actually ended up sending me the other 2 watches in his collection, which are more fashion watches. They're quartz. At the end of the day, we're not movement snobs here, so don't worry about it. I'll be putting them in. He said, I'd love to see you maybe do a Vostok Amphibia or Commanderski, I think that's how you pronounce it, review. On that subject, I've been actually looking for a Vostok for a while, one I really like, and that I should keep an eye out for. So if you guys have any suggestions, let me know down in the comment section. But yeah, I would love to get hold of a Vostok review. If any of you guys own one and want to send one in for review, maybe get in contact with me and sort something out. But yeah, I think Vostoks are great. I really do want to get my hands on one. Great Russian design. Anyway, we're going to get into that because you've got them in your collection. And he said, finally want to say many thanks for making these videos. Content is just great. Keep it up and wish you a quick recovery from the horrific injury you suffered. Many thanks, Arka. Well, thank you very much for wishing me a quick recovery. I'm definitely feeling a lot better. It's just a case of waiting for all this to, I pointed to the wrong side, waiting for all this to get healed up, and then we'll be fully back on my feet and doing normal stuff again. During that entire thing, hopefully, actually no, I'll put it up now. This is a picture of his full collection apart from the 2 fashion pieces. You can already see there's some great watches in here. You got a GShock, the KX S73, a Seiko 5, some Vostoks and Invictus. Overall, it's a very balanced collection, I think, in there. Now, when I first saw this, there was one thing I thought you were missing. There's actually 2 things I think you're missing, and in the email, he did ask what I think he should get, so we'll get into that at the end. But one thing I just want to quickly say, I thought you was missing a chronograph, but the 2 fashion watches you have are both chronographs, so there you go. But anyway, let's get straight into it. We're going to be going from left to right of this picture, and then the 2 fashion watches at the end, or the quartz pieces. To start things off, he's got a GShock GW Dash M5600, and he recently converted from a black to a white one. Personally, I think that's a good choice. It looks great, but keeping it clean is going to be very difficult, and making sure it doesn't discolor. I don't know how you're going to do that. I don't even know how you clean these G-Shocks. I know it's 200 meters water resistant, if I remember correctly, so you can definitely just literally clean it. I think this G-Shock looks great in white. Now, on the subject of G-Shock, my dad actually just purchased a Mudman for like 50 quid, which is crazy because I swear they're usually about 100 plus, and he just managed to pick one up for 50 quid. So expect a review of that sometime down the line, because I'm going to steal that off him for review, no doubt. This uses the 3063 module. It has a world time mode with 48 cities, 29 time zones, which is crazy. It has a 1,000-hour stopwatch, which is definitely more than I think any of us will ever need. It has a 60-minute timer, lots of great features. You can Google them all if you like, because there's too many to go through here. You get all this and all them features for around about £80 brand new, and this is great because if you don't like that big bulky Mudman style G-Shock, you know, with all the buttons on the side and everything, which I personally do, but if you don't like that, this is a great alternative because it's a lot more toned down. It's like a slimmer G-Shock, I like to call it. Apparently it feels great on the wrist. You know, it looks great in my opinion. I think it's a great looking G-Shock. Getting everything about a G-Shock, but smaller, maybe more refined. And I do get what people say about the bigger ones, you know, like the Mudman and stuff, that they're not very nice looking. I get it. Personally, I like that. But yeah, I think overall you've got a very practical daily wearer, beater watch, gym watch, whatever you want to use it for. I think it's perfect. The only problem is maybe the white. Although I think it looks great white, I think it's going to be a pain in the arse to keep clean. Okay, so moving on to the next watch, the KX S7. Now this is the K model because it doesn't have the extra writing on the dial. It's the exact same as this, apart from obviously black, whereas this is the 009 Pepsi dial. It's a great watch, you know, it's got the very reliable Seiko 7S26 movement. It's a absolutely beautiful looking watch. You've got it on the rubber strap, which is perfect, you know, for diving, for summer, for all scenarios. It's perfect. I can't fault this watch, and I don't want to go too much into detail because that's going to give away on the review of this, which I'm hoping to bring to you guys very soon, so keep an eye out for it. But yeah, it's a great quality watch. It's an iconic piece. It's now discontinued as well, so you've got even more of a sort of iconic piece, especially now it's discontinued. I think the SKX is just brilliant, and if you guys haven't got one but have the money for one and don't really know what to get, just get the SKX because you're not going to regret it. I can already tell you that, owning one, they feel amazing. And obviously it's a 42mm watch, it's 200 meters water resistant, it's ISO 2624, something like that. It's something certified, so it's a certified diver. It's obviously got Hardlex crystal as well, which Seiko are famous for, although it's very there's a bit of controversy in the community about Hardlex and whether it's really that good. So far so good for me. Moving on to another iconic piece in your collection, another great watch. This is the Seiko 5 reference SNX S73. I think this looks absolutely beautiful. I can't fault this watch at all. Now I actually did a review of the 1970s Seiko 5, so if you want to go check that out, link will be in the description. If I forget, just go on my channel, it's on there. Seiko 5s are brilliant. You can't fault them for their money, for the money that you pay at all. They are so great, and this cost, well, I don't know how much it cost you personally, but on Amazon and stuff like that, they're around £55. Crazy cheap, and it has the exact same movement in this watch. I didn't even know that. It has the 7S26, and you're getting it for 50 quid. And personally, this silver dial, or I think it's a very silver dial, looks just amazing. The lume on this thing is great as well. You know, you're getting a Seiko 5, it's an automatic watch. The bracelet is just is perfect, you know, well, not perfect, the clasp I think are rubbish personally, but that kind of price range, you know, put it on a leather. This is a watch that can be dressed up, dressed down. It's just an all-round perfect watch. I wouldn't be surprised if this is actually your daily wearer. It looks great, you know, it's stuck to the traditional 4 o'clock position for the crown, which is sort of into the case. They look absolutely amazing. So you've got yourself a great Seiko 5 there. Have I missed anything? It's got the day date feature, obviously. It's an overall perfect watch. I love the finish on these, the size as well, 36mm, so it's a very traditional size. Works well on most watches.
Thank you very much.
The joys of still living at home, you get interrupted all the time. Okay, so now we're on to the Vostoks in his collection. Now, unfortunately, this Vostok, I couldn't find any information on, and I did actually look. So if you guys know more information, please let me know down in the comments. I'm very sorry, but this is I'm just going to call it a blue Vostok Amphibia. It has the diver on the dial. It's 200 meters water resistant as well. I think it looks great. I'm assuming that's a rotating bezel, probably a screw down crown as well. I think it looks really good, and that strap you've got it on, it looks like, is it a leather NATO? Is it a blue leather NATO or something like that, or rubber or some sort of material? It looks great either way. It matches the dial perfectly. So very good matchup right there. Yeah, amphibias I think are great, even though I've never experienced them. Just from what I've heard in the community, I do want to get one in for review, like I said, and this one just looks perfect. Again, I don't really have much on this. All I can comment on is the aesthetics. I don't know what movement's in it. I know it's an automatic though, and that red hand, by the way, looks just brilliant. I love the point, literally a point for the hour hand. I think that looks great. The numerals around the outside as well. Lume dots around the outside. Yeah, it's overall just a brilliant looking watch, so nice one. The next Vostok, and this, if I'm going to get a Vostok, will be the one I'm going to get because I think this one looks absolutely beautiful. I actually think I found the exact reference, which is 710615. It's known as the Sailboat or Yacht. It just looks absolutely perfect. That white dial with the blue boat on. It says Amphibia at the bottom, I think in Russian. It's got that Pepsi bezel. I don't know if that's an aftermarket one or that was originally on. It looks absolutely amazing. I can't fault this one at all. You've got obviously the 12-hour indicator at the top, the 6 and the 9, and then the 3 has got the date on, so you've got the date feature as well. Apparently great lume. Again, that red seconds hand with the pointed hour marker. I think it looks absolutely brilliant. Now, the only thing I'd probably change out on it is I'd say the bracelet. I'd probably put a leather on that, a leather strap, and that would look 10 out of 10. Now we're moving on to a watch which brings up a very split group of people in the watch community, and that is the Invicta. Now this one is the 89260B with the NH35A movement. This is a homage of the Submariner. Now I've owned a Submariner homage in the past as well, the Alpha Submariner, which I reviewed and I've actually sold up. This is a 40mm case size with 20mm lugs. It's got an exhibition case back and Miyota movement. I have personally never dealt with Invictus. Personally, I don't like them. I don't like their logo. To be honest, I just don't like Invictus. That's me personally, but I've never experienced them. and I actually do want to experience them before I give a full opinion of them and their brand. From their brand, I don't like their marketing, the way they do their marketing personally, but their watches themselves I've not dealt with. From their reviews on Amazon, from their reviews on What You Seek, from their reviews on all these different websites, people have nothing but good things to say about them. So I'm going to assume they're the same as the Alpha in terms of great build quality for the price. But it's the fact that it's a homage. Again, it depends on your taste. I can see from your taste that you like your diving watches. You've got quite a few diving watches, and I love diving watches as well, especially now I've got a proper diving watch in my collection. I can just see myself getting more. A homage watch is just dependent on the person. You know, I thought I would want a homage watch because I thought I'd never be able to, well, I still kind of do think I'll never be able to own a Rolex. We'll see eventually, but so I thought homage is the next best thing, but it really isn't. At the end of the day, if you truly want a Submariner, save up for a Submariner. Don't buy a homage of the Submariner. But if you want the watch because you just like the way it looks, then fair enough, get a homage. It's each to their own at the end of the day, and you've got a very good collection. And yeah, this watch I can't really comment on too much. It's a homage clearly, as you can see, but from what I've read, it's got brilliant build quality. Somewhere even said it's a hacking and manual wind movement as well as automatic. It's got an exhibition case back. It's apparently got a really good good bracelet as well. I want to get my hands on this watch to test it myself and to give a full honest review before I say anything else. It is a 200 meter water resistance, so it's a diving watch. Yeah, apparently it's got really good lume. I just don't know what to say about it. Okay. The only issue I have with this watch aesthetically is the fact that it's a homage. Other than that, I don't know if I'll be able to fault the watch. From what I've heard, I probably wouldn't, because the build quality is apparently amazing for its price, which is around 80 to 100 pounds, I think. I just wish these brands would make original designs, and if they made original designs and put this build quality and their movements in, they'd be onto such a winner. I think they could even charge way more than what they charge. You know, Alpha, the build quality of that Alpha was really good considering the price. I paid 50 quid for it. 50 quid. And it had a hacking automatic manual winding movement. It was built really well. You know, it had a mineral glass crystal. It just felt great, but it looked identical to or tried to look identical to a Submariner. That's the only problem. I don't know. But anyway, let's move on to another watch. If you have an Invicta and you want to send it in, let me know. Fashion watches now, they're the automatic and manual winding, apart from the GShock. Out of the way, I have to say, with all them, with the exception of the Invicta, just for personal reasons, they're all brilliant. I think you have such a great collection right there. You know, my favorite album is the SKX and the Seiko 5, but that Amphibia with the Pepsi dial, I think is just beautiful. I hope to one day own that watch. It's very nice. Hopefully soon as well. But anyway, let's move on to the first quartz piece, the Swiss Legend. Now, I've heard many good things about this watch, or Swiss Legend in general. There's quite a few channels out there that have reviewed them. Apparently, they're really good. I want to know your experience with them. Let me know down in the comments, Arka, of your experience with the Swiss Legend. This watch is 46mm, so it's a very large watch. It has a screw down crown. It's water resistant to 100 meters, I think. I think it was 100. Yeah, 100 meters water resistant. It's a chronograph. It's on a rubber strap, which looks really cool. So this is giving nods into two watches, I think. I think it aesthetically it's trying to give a nod towards the Big Bang, maybe the Royal Oak, and then the watch strap is also Royal Oak, very Royal Oak-esque. So it's not really directly homaging anything, I don't think. I may be wrong, but I don't think it is. But it's definitely taken a few things from a few different watches, which, yeah, whatever. It's got the ISA caliber 8172 Swiss quartz movement, so it is a Swiss watch. That's why it's called Swiss Legend, which is pretty cool, especially for the price. I saw on, what was the thing called? I can't remember. There's a website and it's like $50 on there, which is just fucking crazy. $50. It's got a date feature. It actually has a day feature at the bottom. It's got a separate sub-seconds. It has a 30-minute chronograph as well. I can't really fault it apart from the size and the aesthetics. At the end of the day, if you like the way it looks, that's good because it's your watch. Personally, I don't like the way it looks, but you know, I think the gold works on it. It's almost like a carbon fiber bezel. Like, I don't know if it is real carbon fiber, but that's what it's trying to look like, at least. Got the screws on the case, which I like because I love the Royal Oak, but I like the way Royal Oak do it, so I don't know if I like it on this. But at the end of the day, it's a functional chronograph for very, very cheap and a quality quartz movement, so I've been told. And the final watch of this collection is one I really don't like. I'm sorry, I'll be honest, I really don't like it. It's the Armani Exchange AX1516. Now, this watch is 48 millimeters. 48 millimeters. That is 12 millimeters larger than your Seiko 5. That is one large watch. Aesthetically, I'm not a fan of the way it looks. You've got 100 meters war resistant. Again, it's got a red second hand for the chronograph. It's a chronograph. The one thing I really like is the strap. The strap looks really cool in my opinion. I love that color. I'm not a fan of that green in the bezel, then the sort of goldy, yellowy highlights on the numbers, and then it's just a bit of a mishmash. Then you've got that U-boat style crown cover thing. I don't really know what it's trying to be, or what it, if it's, I don't even know. I honestly don't know. I'm not a fan of this watch at all personally. It's got the date on there as well. I've just seen that. But like I said, I want to make it clear. This is other people's collections. It's their collection. They're sending it in for me to look at and me to review, which is awesome. And I'll be honest. But I don't want people to get offended and think that they should get rid of certain watches because I don't like it. I just want to make that clear right here. And I also want to make it clear that if they like it, it's their watch. They're the ones wearing it, not you. So who cares? But again, I'm reviewing it, so here we go. It's got the screws on the outside of the case as well. I just don't. It's a very messy watch in my opinion. I don't know what is going on with the crown cover, then the green, and then the colours. It's just not very nice in my opinion. It's still in the case, so I don't know if you actually wear it or what. But I think, you know, you've got the SKX 007. You've got some brilliant watches in there. I think this kind of ruins it a bit. But at the end of the day, like I said, if you like it, then you like it. But I'm just not a fan at all of Armani watches. I don't actually like any of their watches. So I'm not a big fan of Armani actually, to be totally honest. But yeah, that's my review of his collection. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope Arka, I reviewed it to what you like. Now, you did ask what I think you should get. So I have come up with a few things I think you should get. Now I think you need a dress watch in your collection. The Seiko 5 can be definitely dressed down to make a very, very good dress watch. And I think maybe, nah, I don't know, maybe your Amphibia, the Pepsi dial one, could possibly be. I mean like a real dress watch. So I've come up with a few suggestions, whoops, two of which are very expensive in my opinion, about £300+, and viewing your collection, I'd say maybe that might be a bit out of your price range. I don't know if it is. If it isn't, then these are great, definitely go for these. But if it is, I've also come up with some other suggestions which I think would match your collection very, very well. I think the Saab Saab 033 or the Saab 035, depending if you want white or black dial, would be perfect. Personally, I really want the 35, the Saab 035, the white dial one, because it just looks so beautiful. If you can afford that, I think that would pretty much top off your collection with a perfect dress watch. Now, I understand that that's a bit out of some people's price range, so an alternative which I actually really, really want, and I'm thinking of getting maybe soon. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see, but it's the Accurist MS735S. Now this watch is £30, and it's pretty much a recreation of the Clerkenwell 1946 watch. I think it is, at least that's what it says on the dial. It's a gold-plated watch, which again, a lot of people are going to hate me for it, and I just think it looks beautiful. It's on a domed crystal, it's very vintage looking, and I kind of respect Accurist for doing it. It's a quartz watch, obviously for that price range, but I think it looks absolutely brilliant. So there's one you could definitely get, or even a vintage Accurist like this one that I own, which I'm still yet to review. I love this watch. I absolutely love this watch. It's the perfect dress vintage premium style watch I own, I think. I can't wait to do a review of this watch, so I guess wait for that until you potentially get one of these. I don't know. It's got a separate sub-seconds. It's automatic. It's manual winding even. It's a brilliant watch. So yeah, they're my suggestions. But I'd say you need a dress watch, something kind of leather, and that would definitely top off your collection. You have many divers, and I can see that's what you really like. So respect to you for that. In my opinion, which you asked for, I'd say that you need a dress watch. You've got a chronograph in there, you know, with your quartz pieces. Of course, a really nice Seiko Flightmaster maybe would be a better quartz chronograph to get, and also it looks brilliant in my opinion, but it just depends on your style. But yeah, that's going to be my suggestion to you. If you guys or girls have any suggestions for him, let me know down in the comments, or let him know down in the comments as well. Let's be a community about this and help each other. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this review of his collection. I like that it's not like a stupidly expensive collection. It's a very, very sort of humble and novice collection, along with similar to mine. I think yours is actually better. You know, you've got that very nice Seiko 5, you've got the Vostok Amphibias. I'd say your collection's better than mine, so good job. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like. Don't forget to submit your collection as well, and I'll catch you all again in the next one, guys. Thank you for watching. Peace out.